that's a shot that you won't miss to get the top out.
Or is it too hard?
Just give us a wave.
Imagine
a mystery foam on a popular Fleurieu Peninsula beach making surfers and swimmers sick.
Sore eyes, sore throat, and the coughing continued all day.
Dead fish and leafy sea dragons also washed up on Waipinga Beach near Victor Harbour over the weekend.
I didn't even look very hard yesterday and we found about 6.
The South Australian Environment Protection Authority has told ABC Adelaide their early thoughts is that it's probably a microalgal bloom,
which is largely driven by the preceding weather conditions that we've had over the last couple of weeks, which has been that long, hot, still weather.
Foam was also seen at nearby Petrel Cove and Parsons Beach. In a statement, the state's Primary Industries Department says it's investigating what has caused the fish deaths and that fish kill events can be brought on by a variety of causes.
Common sense tells me it's some sort of algal bloom, but yeah, it'd be good just to get some proper scientific answers at this point because it's definitely not normal for this area.
In another statement, SA Health says water quality at beaches can be affected in the short term by a range of factors, including water temperature and algal blooms. Exposure to algae can cause general allergic type responses, including respiratory and eye irritation or skin rashes in some people. These symptoms disappear when the exposure stops or following washing in clean water. Waipinga Beach and Parsons Beach have been temporarily closed to the public.
Hey, let me ask you real quick, Dane, can you explain, sometimes when it rains, sometimes the water that comes out of the gutter, it's like, am I imagining it? It's bubbly.
No, you're not imagining it. It's from surfactants. Surfactants are a part of the mix. Surfactants are what makes soap soap. It affects the molecular tension in water molecules. They use surfactants to keep the particles from coagulating together before they descend, because they descend faster. Than there's definitely surfactants in the mix. If you guys want to see the extreme of that, you can see ocean foaming events in some regions where they've overdone the mix. Ocean foam 10 feet thick, cars disappearing in it. That's surfactants being dumped over the sea surface as well. Surfactants are part of the mix. Foaming rain is the result.
And Dane, we're never going to see this on the news, right? They're never going to mention surfactants on the news, even though I'm sure there's a reporter somewhere who knows what you know.
Maybe, but they know how long their leash is also. And we have an illegal federal gag order on National Weather Service and NOAA. Why would you gag the weathermen if you didn't have something very, very big to hide?
Wait, there's a gag order on weathermen?
On NOAA?
What?
Do they even understand these names? What it sounds like?
Right.
It's National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. And I had a NOAA scientist state to my face at a marine lab on the West Coast in private. We all know this is going on. We have no First Amendment protection. We don't know what to do. If we could provide enough public awareness so they can come out of the shadows, there's going to be a stampede.
And so how close do you think we are to creating enough public awareness to create a stampede?
Well, for Lee Zeldin to make the ridiculously acted scenario he just pumped out. And I mean, if you look at the threads, we posted that at our site, and virtually every activist out there saw right through that lame smokescreen he put up. And again, it's unraveling, and they're clearly not able to stop that, however desperate they become. But we're close to some breaks in the dam that they're not going to be able to plug, Jimmy.
Well, it's just amazing to me, the timing of all this, because Trump administration from top to bottom, nobody believes what they're saying about the Epstein files or the Epstein case or that Epstein killed. They even went so far as to say that Epstein wasn't blackmailing anybody. That's how far they pushed this.
Yeah. He just loved the game for his own.
Yeah, and as Sagar and Jenny pointed out, that lie isn't for us. It's for the people who are actually involved in doing all this, and that they want to let them know that how far the government will go to protect the people in the program.
You can stop trying to kill me now, guys, because see, I'm going to cover for you forever. You don't have to keep trying to kill me all the time.
Yes.
That's how I take it.
Yes.
It is. In regard to the geoengineering issue, did you guys happen to see on the Dr. Phil show, he was interviewing Robert Kennedy, a member of the audience?
Yes.
Stood up You saw that.
Yes, we saw. So tell people what happened. A member of the audience got up, asked him about chemtrails, and he responded with a non-answer.
She asked him about chemtrails. She mentioned my name specifically, at which point they cut her off. He looked like a deer in the headlights. And then he went on to say, well, it's not my agency, it's DARPA, as if that's a revelation. DARPA's involved with everything bad. And then he went on to regurgitate the official denial by stating it's just jet fuel, aka just jet exhaust, nothing to see here. And Robert knows better. Robert interviewed me for an hour in 2024. He was leaned on by some important people to do so. They called me as well to make sure that interview would happen. But he knew long before that. In 2012, Woody Harrelson had Robert at his house in Hawaii and gave him the full rundown on this issue. He never said a word. I knew about that right when it happened. He never said a word and hasn't said anything since he's been in office other than the Dr. Phil blurb. So again, they're not about to admit to this. They've joined the club. Those that are in the club. How many people have we seen now in the club? What are they doing? Epstein, everything. And I mean, for anybody to expect the club to do anything that matters is a mistake.
Well, also, I kept bringing this up with the nuke thing because there's a weird conspiracy theory that nuclear weapons don't exist going around now, which clearly is a convenient time to make up some nonsense like that. But what's the problem with nukes? You can't use them because everybody knows you used them, right? So if you ever get any worse weapons than nukes, like say weather weapons or weapons that are straight out of like the four horsemen of the apocalypse as weapons, you can't tell anybody because they look like they're natural. So you can never reveal you have them if you'd like to keep using them. And I bet they've been using them quite a long time. And I bet they'll go to great lengths like UFO bullshit and I'd pick your bullshit to cover up that we're way past nukes now.
Are surfactants used to prevent molecules from coagulating together? Yes, surfactants, surface active agents, are commonly used to prevent molecules or particles from coagulating, clumping together by reducing interfacial tension and creating repulsive forces between them. This property is essential in many industrial, biological, and everyday applications. When is the first record of a strange phenomenon that happens in the ocean, where the ocean makes big quantities of sea foam? The very first documented instance of a massive freak ocean foam event comes from Pliny the Elder's Natural History, Book 2, written 1st century AD. Pliny lists soapy breakers which no man could cut through, piling up like mounds of snow upon the Liburnian shore after the great earthquake of 62 AD near Pompeii, exactly mirroring the modern occurrences seen in Australia or California today.